Jalen Hurts, that's where I'm going to make my changes. I'm moving Jordan Love in for Jalen Hurts. And I know Jalen's stat line this week was really impressive, but it was a little bit more a function of how the Giants played than necessarily how Jalen played. Saquon walks in, he's uncovered on the first touchdown. The second touchdown that Jalen throws, the linebacker falls down, the guy walks in on that one. The third one is a 2-yard slant that the DB jumps outside. And the last one really should have been picked off. The receiver just did a great job picking it off his head. So yeah, it was.
Coach is back in the field.
No, it was a great stat line, and he does a lot of good things in that formula that they have, but he can be somewhat of a limiting factor. Where I think where Jordan Love is progressing to is he's allowing this offense to expand, and you're seeing some growth. And my issue with Jordan Love has always been his down games are in the 70s, where this year his down games are different. When he's been under 100 quarterback rating, now he's got a 93.9 and 89.2. So the bad isn't as bad as it was, but you're still seeing the really good parts of it. And it's not like he lit it up with the passes he had in his game either, but in terms of the touchdown passes. But that growth that I'm seeing from him,
360 yards.
Yeah,
right, Jordan Love.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
but
the actual touchdown plays were not, as exciting as you would have hoped him to be with that stat line that he had. But the ability for that offense to be more explosive because of him, I think is the reason that I would move Jalen Hurts down, because he tends to limit it as a passer.
Coach, I think you make some really solid points. I also, where I want to, listen, I think Jordan Love was outstanding this weekend. I mean, maybe it's colored, maybe I'm not giving him quite as much credit as other people because I expected the Packers to win. Like, it wasn't surprising to me that they won the game the way they did. But I want to make sure the mountain is always fair to Jalen Hurts. And 2 weeks ago, when they were coming off the bye and coming off the back-to-back losses, and in a bit of disarray, we said, hey, every other team with a superstar quarterback, we would say, he's going to stop the bleeding. And he did. And he threw for a ton of yards and was great. And then this past week, when A.J. Brown all of a sudden is out for the game, Jalen Hurts, despite that, still plays his regular efficient game. So I want to give him credit. I understand. I agree with you that Jordan Love certainly has been more impressive this year. But I'm giving Jalen the kind of Super Bowl MVP benefit of the doubt.
You guys are watching his touchdown. Oh, you can't see the linebacker fall down on that one.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay. Thank you, Philadelphia Eagles fans, for letting me know that this section exists. Because you guys were all telling me, dude, you got to make a video, you got to make a video, you got to make a video. And I always show up for Philadelphia Eagles fans, because you guys always show up for me. You're always watching the full length of videos. You guys are always subscribing. And so we're getting after this in a more layered way. I'm not going to just be like, how dare you say this? Oh my God, I can't. No, we're bringing highlights. We are, oh my God. I didn't even know it was this bad. First off, I don't even want to downplay what Jordan Love did. I'm okay with you moving Jordan Love up for like Dak, not Jalen Hurts. And first off, this isn't a game-to-game basis. So just an individual game, considering what Jalen Hurts has done for the last 2 weeks alone, has been insane. So it's not just an individual game base, but now you want to talk about what plays should be intercepted or not. Like, are we serious right now? First off, the one pass that Jordan Love made, that Tucker Kraft, took the ball like 60 yards yak, could have also been intercepted as well if it wasn't for his offensive pass interference goal. So, but again, we're not even going to get into that too deeply right now, okay? Because I already showed you guys that before, ironically, for an Eagles clip, when Nick was complaining about the officiating for the tush push and all that, and yet, like, I showed you Collinsworth being like, Tucker Kraft got away with a push there and whatnot. So, like, we want to play that game. We can play that game. But I'm not going to waste your time going through those highlights right now. I'm going to go through more things that I think that prove a stronger point right now. But this is insane. Also, you're looking at Jalen Hurts just with some of his throws, which also makes no sense because in that game against the Giants alone, he had huge pickups with his legs. Yeah, he doesn't have a stat line of where he rushed for like 75 yards or something. But it's just so unbelievable that we always want to bring that nuance with Jalen Hurts, but no other quarterbacks. It's just weird. I bring that nuance for all quarterbacks, for everyone involved. So I'm very comfortable in this playground right now, but not everyone else is. And it's just bizarre that we have such an obsession with only trying to bring that type of nuance for the Philadelphia Eagles. And now we're trying to downplay his ability. We're now saying that he limits the offense. Unbelievable. First off, just as like a little appetizer, very, very, very quickly, because he brought up passer rating. Was like, oh, when Jordan Love has a bad game, passer rating is only like blah, blah. And it's like, first off, well, his one bad game, he threw a game-losing interception. But that's okay. We'll just throw that out there. Jalen's passer rating, yeah, okay, the one game against Kansas City Chiefs was 78, but yet he was crucial in that win, by the way. Absolutely crucial, making the most important play of the entire game, the throw to Devontae, but I guess that should have been intercepted, even though he literally got crushed by seemingly every single Kansas City Chiefs defensive player. But, that's fine. 94.2, 117.4, 104.5, 100, 95.9, 158.3, 141.5. Huh. That's weird. But that's irrelevant right now, because if we really want to do that, let's do that for all these quarterbacks right now then. But it's absurd. I just wanted to erase that immediately. But what about even a play right here? Okay, it's 2nd and 10, first quarter, 7-0. Eagles ball, flush out of the pocket immediately, nowhere to go, avoids, boom, runs, goes. That wasn't important. Again, not pretending like this was like the most important play of the game, but like obviously important. And now it's the next play, 3rd and 3, another really important play. And again, just look what he does to keep this in. Again, flush out of the pocket immediately. And then rather taking a sack, again, it doesn't end up being some big monumental play, but it's not a loss either. But here it is now. 4th and 3. 4th and 3. The score is 7-7. The game is in the bounce. They're at the 47-yard line. What happens? What does little old Jalen Hurts do? Pocket collapses. Converts with his legs. Hugely important. But I guess because Saquon Barkley was open. How about this? 3rd and long. Same drive, 7-7, second quarter. At the 19. Don't want a field goal here. What happens? Nowhere to go with the ball. Flush out of the pocket. Uses his legs. Boom. Oh, remember when that was going to be a unsportsmanlike conduct or unnecessary roughness? But then they picked it up. Yeah, it's a shame. Now, here's the wide open touchdown pass. I want you to remember this in a moment, okay? Because Saquon was open and he was able to get him to it, I want you to remember this. First off, this play here, don't watch Saquon, watch Jalen. There's a free rusher. This is Jalen's recognition that there is going to be someone coming right at him unblocked, which is what he did perfectly in that throw to AJ last week, against the Minnesota Vikings, okay? You'll see that a rusher comes right in unblocked, right at Jalen. Watch Jalen. See that? That's the actual awareness of Jalen Hurts. That's the growth of Jalen Hurts. But we don't want to talk about that? We can't talk about that growth? Okay, that's weird. And you know what? Since we want to talk about development, listen, this is pretty basic to me, but here's just an example of the throw that Jalen Hurts can't throw, right? He can't throw that intermediate throw in the middle of the field. I mean, if you heard Brady, he started I don't know what noises he was making over there. You be the judge. But he seemed to have liked it. Maybe a little too much. How about this throw? again, Devontae is going to be open here, but this defender going after Jalen's knees. Jalen's about to get walloped here. I mean, look, he gets crushed. He gets crushed. He tries to pick up, gets hit, and what happens? Perfect strike. But no, I guess because he was kind of open, that means it like wasn't a good throw or wasn't important. I guess so, sure. Also, I love this play where he says, "Oh, the defender fell down." This is 2nd and 8. Like, Jalen Hurts wasn't going to then pick this up with his legs. He falls down. First off, even if he didn't, that defender is either going to now get caught in between, being like, "Oh no, Jalen's running," or he's going to try to now follow Dallas Goedert. Either way, they're picking up that first. It was a great play call. And Jalen Hurts was running it, waiting it, patiently waits. Boom, there you go. And so now Jalen Hurts is getting knocked for that? That's weird. How about these wide open throws? Clean pocket, wide open. Really nice catch. But it was a nice throw too. But he was wide open. I mean, how about this? Clean pocket, dropping back, wide open. I mean, again, these are Super Bowl throws. Clean pocket. I mean, you can't get any more wide open than this. Maybe you're more wide open than this. Bad Eagles defense. Oh, he can win with anyone. MVS. Yeah, I could win there too if I got those wide open throws. Well, we know Saquon Barkley had a big run, so like that's not really fair. Okay, then what about this? What about this punt return in the 4th quarter in a 28-27 game? Sorry, Eagles fans, to do this to you, but you know, I know it's painful, but you got revenge. And then here's another wide open touchdown pass. Like, what do you understand the absurdity? And I'm specifically using this because obviously it's a Super Bowl, obviously matters. Does anyone else except me, really? I'm the only one that talks about it. Talk about how open and easy of a game this was for Patrick Mahomes, but no, it's, he was amazing. He was the MVP. I mean, he was the MVP of this game, making wide open throws. Wide open throws. I mean, come on. And he didn't throw 30 times, by the way, you know, and Mangini, he needs to throw. I think really Patrick Mahomes, it was really a function of the Eagles defense and what they asked him to do and Andy Reid asked him to do. And, you know, this was more about the Kansas City Chiefs and less so about, you know, Patrick Mahomes. So, you know, doesn't really count, I guess. I mean, what about one of the most infamous games? The 13-second game. Plenty of time in the pocket, clean, all day, throw. That's a wide open Travis Kelce. I mean, this is obviously all Tyreek Hill. I misspoke. That's all clearly Patrick Mahomes, right? Because he did that. Don't forget about this. Wide open Tyreek Hill. Or the throw to Kelce. Pretty wide open. It's a pretty easy day for him. I mean, these are Mahomes' throws now in overtime. Okay? I mean, literally like a 3-yard pass to a wide open receiver. Pretty good. Pretty good. 3rd and 1. Look at this play design. Look at who he throws to. A literally wide open Kelce. I mean, do you see that? There's 3 defenders. They're like trying to create a triangle. They're just like, let's just watch Kelce catch the ball. Pretty cool. Romo gets it. He gives Kelce. He gives the credit to the real person here. Listen.
2 flat routes on the left, little whip routes, and Kelce comes back. Andy Reid loves that on these 3rd and 4th and shorts. Roll the quarterback right to that side.
Good old Andy Reid. How about this little dink and dunk? First off, before I show you the dink and dunk, that's a hold. He's being held. Do you think that was called? Do you think that was called? It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. But it's okay. Because listen, as Nick put it, there's like 4 or 5 plays every single game that go uncalled, and fans are going to get upset. It's no team's bias against another team and the reps and blah, blah. But look at this nice little dunk. Boop. Behind the line of scrimmage. 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Where does he take it to? Whoa. Pretty good. Pretty good. Dude, watch this hold. His arm is literally yanked back. I mean, Look at this. Do you see this? You can literally see him holding his arm. He's literally I mean, he's lucky he didn't dislocate his shoulder. I mean, do you see this? Come on, man. Come on. But the icing on the cake. Look at this. Do you see this? Do you see this? But nope. All we hear is Patrick Mahomes. He led the Kansas City Chiefs. He gets all the... He's the best. He does this. He's why they do it. He. I just picked those 2 games randomly because I remembered them. Doesn't get any more wide open than that, man. That's in a Super Bowl, and that's in one of the most famous, if not the most famous game at this point. It's literally known as the 13-second game. But we want to talk about who's open and who's not open when we're talking about Jalen Hurts. Like that's the crazy thing. Again, I've made videos in the past specifically around Patrick Mahomes, and I showed the Josh Allen. I mean, I did a whole deep dive in that 13-second game. I was like, Josh Allen clearly outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Statistically, film, etc., etc. All that good stuff. Had more difficult throws, had to do more for his team, blah, 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 blah. So I remember that game. I remember it. I went through it again through more recent eyes. And yet I don't remember a lot of people really talking about that. In fact, also now when they're talking about it now, it's still just it just becomes part of Mahomes' resume, his legacy, it's historic, it's history. But and those are the games that we should nitpick more than anything. It's a Super Bowl. It's a huge problem. Those are the games that we should really zoom in on and really have a deep understanding of, because they're important games. But yet we don't do that, and we just then repeat whatever. And then yet now in this regular season game against the New York Giants, it's like, well, Jalen Hurts doesn't really deserve credit for that win. It's like, oh, okay. Sure. I mean, someone like Mahomes gets all the credit, literally all, by definition, all the credit for a hugely important game where pretty easy day for him, pretty easy moments for him, the most iconic moments, to kick the field goal, to get the touchdown, Super Bowl, to come back from behind, gets all the credit. All the credit. No nuance in conversation. With Jalen Hurts, who's been playing amazing, it's, let's tap the brakes here. Let's focus on really what the story is. So-and-so fell down. The Giants weren't good enough defensively. And the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is great right now? What? They have literally one of the worst. They are technically, statistically worse than the Dallas Cowboys. Their pass rush, non-existent. Their secondary, their corner, non-existent. Seriously? Miss me with this nonsense. And I just, it's unreal. Unreal. And again, before anyone jumps in the comment section like, Mahomes, it's nothing to do with about Mahomes right now. Okay? Nothing to do with that. It's showing you that in some of the biggest moments, Patrick Mahomes has had the biggest gifts. It's not to downplay Patrick Mahomes' greatness. I don't know why I always have to go through that same song and dance. It's just highlighting the inconsistency of conversation that we have. And it's why I strive and try my best to be as consistent as I can be. I point that out when Caleb Williams is throwing to wide open receivers against the Dallas Cowboys this past year. I pointed out when Patrick Mahomes is doing it. I pointed out when Jalen Hurts is doing it. I have that conversation. I don't pick and choose. I'm given a lot more opportunities to make videos and point it out with Patrick Mahomes because he's none other than the Patrick Mahomes. And I do it a lot for Jalen Hurts on the opposite side because they give me plenty of opportunities. I don't do it because people are like, I want me to use examples of like Kirk Cousins right now. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not, there's nothing for me to do it here. And again, and the reason why Caleb Williams is such a perfect example here, because I keep defending Caleb Williams. I keep saying I think Caleb Williams is great. I think not that he is great, that he will be great or that he has got the potential to be great. And so now he has a great game, and I'm like, I think we got to tap the brakes here, when that would be a perfect time for me if I was biased just to be like, that's what Caleb Williams does. I told you Caleb Williams is great. I told you Caleb could do it. I'm like, listen, I think he's going to be a lot better than what he's showing right now, but that's not the game to do it for me. That's not the game to do it for me. So, I don't know. But I do want to show you, actually, this is probably my favorite pass. I've showed this to you guys a little bit in a few other videos. This is actually arguably my favorite pass of all time. I think this is actually my favorite pass of all time. It's actually one of my favorite touchdowns because it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 16 at their own like 24-yard line. Okay? And it goes for a touchdown. It's my favorite. I think honestly, it's my favorite throw, I think, of all time.
3rd and 16. Mahomes rolling out. Looking, firing, intercepted, picked up by Cooper DeJean, gets a block. DeJean is in, touchdown.
I mean, to be fair, Cooper DeJean was wide open. I think that's kind of the problem. So I don't know if we can give him credit for that. It's not really fair. I mean, look how wide open he is. That's pretty wide open. I mean, that's like, there's no one around him. So yeah, I know it's my favorite play, so I'm probably being a little contradictory right now because I'm down, I'm saying like, well, it's not fair about the open plays and all this. And now here I am telling you that one of my favorite passes of all time, one of my favorite touchdown passes of all time was, it was with someone who was wide open. So yeah, I guess I am biased. I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. You're right. I'm wrong. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about this nuance that we love to bring to Jalen Hurts and seemingly no other quarterback? We didn't do it with Baker when he was an MVP candidate. Not doing it with Jared Goff. Not doing it with Dak. Not doing it with Jordan Love. Not doing it with Mahomes. Not doing it with Stafford. But we must do it with Jalen Hurts. We must do it. We gotta. Hands tied. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.